Headquarter Aerodrome. It's approximately 20-minute flying time from there. And for those people that are interested, it's an Islander aircraft. This is a twin-engine aircraft. So what we have here now is the pilot will have the coordinates of Z. The door, as we look at the aircraft, is situated on the right-hand side. Called Merrick, the jump master, will be looking out the door, and this aims to get the air fly directly over the T that is in the centre of the aircraft. This denotes the centre of the drop zone. Once he does this, the aircraft is at approximately 2,000 feet now. He will then throw the woodies from the plane. The plane will then bank to the left. Call Merrick will try to keep eyes on the woodies to indicate a parachute is exiting the aircraft. They will exit the aircraft at approximately 22 feet in left and made from the crate and red and yellow. So if we look up now, about now. And then the aircraft is going to get ready for the parachute display. On the ground is from the 3rd Battalion, the Princess of Wales' Royal Regiment. That's our reserve battalion, or one of. He is indicating the smoke, and what this does, it gives them a direction of the wind. The principles then are pretty much similar to an aircraft, so what we like to do when we're on the canopy is fly into wind, and this slows us down. So as I've mentioned then, we have two groups on the aircraft. We have the free-fall group, as I've mentioned, will exit the aircraft reaching speeds up to 120 miles an hour. Then for the parachutes are approximately 3,000 feet. To give you some sort of idea, it takes 10 seconds to travel the first 1,000 feet in the free-fall. Thereafter, every 1,000 feet takes 5 seconds. We then have the crew group who will then exit the aircraft. They'll pull their parachutes once they exit the aircraft. They will then build their stack formation. And once you see them build their stack formation, I will then talk to you about how the crew relative work. Okay, so the Times Army parachute racing was formed in 1986 as one of our four-bearer regiments, the Queen's Regiment, known as the Flying Dragons. When the battalion, or when the regiment is amalgamated with Royal Hampshire regiments, it then formed the Princess of Wales Royal Regiment. The Tigers was then formed, and we've been going ever since. We're now an Army recognised parachute display team and funded by the MOD. It's fantastic and great news for us. What this allows us to do is train to the maximum effect. So every year we go out to California for approximately 4 weeks, where we take new members who are hoping to join the team. They will carry out a 2-week selection during the 4-week period. And hopefully at the end of that, they will then be selected. The length of tour on the Tigers free-fall team is approximately 3 years. Haven't you become a display jumper with the Tigers Army Parachute Display Team? Well, firstly, you have to join the Army, and particularly, you have to join the Princess of Wales Royal Regiment. Once you've done that, you then get introduced to parachuting, and to be a display jumper, you have to have over 200 descents. As already mentioned, we then go out to America, California, where we'll then do a training camp. If successful, you're then selected, and you then become a team member, where you'll spend 3 years jumping with the Tigers Army Parachute Racing. The team is currently based in Germany, with the first battalion of Princess of Wales Royal Regiment, so therefore every weekend we travel from Germany back to the UK, or over Europe, to carry out displays. The team members are all regular soldiers or serving members from all 4 battalions. It takes an aircraft out, it's climbing to approximately 6,000 feet. What will be happening is, called the frame mirror, will be briefing up the display jumpers, giving them what's going on with the wind, what direction the wind's going from, what speed. The pilot will be speaking to the control tower, and only giving indications of the wind speed on the ground. So what should happen then is the aircraft should run in, sitting on the beach, it will start this direction here, and it should head up the beach in that direction there. So therefore the parachutes should get out over in that direction. So they get out in that direction there, they carry out all their information, and they'll then set up a landing pattern. Generally what should happen is the first guy that comes down will set a landing pattern, and it goes to the aircraft. Thereafter, every other member should follow that same landing pattern. First of the so they'll start their downward leg, so they'll start from up that area there, then they come down towards the south, turn either left or right, into the beach, and then head back up the coastline. So they'll land, they'll go in that direction there into the wind. So ladies and gentlemen, this is your chance. If you ever fancy jumping from a perfectly good aircraft at 13,000 feet, reach speed of up to 120 miles an hour, we can offer you that experience. So if you'd like to come onto the beach after we've done the display, let us know you are interested and we'll take you to a canyon near a drop zone near your location. We can give you a DVD, you can have a live experience, and therefore you can go home at the end of the day knowing you jump, you pull the parachute, you steer the parachute, and we've landed the parachute for you. Absolutely fantastic experience, and I recommend it for you. So if you are interested in going to canyon skydiving with a target on the parachute plate, please come and see us. Use your name, use your details, we'll be in touch with the arrange for you. The aircraft, as I mentioned, is running to 6,000 feet. A good target indication then for the first guy to exit the aircraft is as he's running along the beach, you should see smoke fading from the aircraft. Don't worry, the aircraft fire. This is smoke attached to one of the parachute's legs. Okay, these great legs hanging out of the plane. At a given time, of course, Miller can give him the signal. First guy will exit the aircraft. Straight after on the second and then the third. This will be the free fall route as I've already mentioned. They will come hurtling to earth at approximately 120 miles an hour and then the crew group will exit the aircraft. The winds on the ground today are approximately 9 to 10 knots, which is good for us because that slows the canopy down nice and steady even when we come into land. Just on the safety aspect, if you do see a parachute coming towards you, ladies and gentlemen, don't worry, just step off to the side, help him to pick up all his kit, and then step into my direction and I'll have a quick word. I'd much appreciate that, thank you. So on today we have 70 team members, and on the ground we have 3, that's 10 in total, and that's the entire team. We're fortunate enough today that that's the first time due to duty commitment that we've had all 10 members, so it's an absolute privilege to have the team here today in full content. Okay, to come now to the aircraft are approximately 6,000 feet. That's make a small adjustment, brake direction in the pilot's direction. Shift up 6 smoke hopefully from the aircraft with one of the display jumpers on the outside. You may hear a slight change in the engine noise, and then we should see the free fall route exit the aircraft. Okay, there we go. There's the smoke. That's the guy on the outside of the plane. He is now ready. He's been briefed. And there's the first one away, second one away. As you can see there, there's 2 guys together. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's all guys out of the aircraft. As I mentioned, 4 people in free fall, 3 people in crew. As you can see the difference in the guys falling, they should split. And there you go, they track away now. You see it's extremely great coming canopy. Let's give a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, they can actually hear you under the canopy. So on 3, let's give them a big roar. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Fantastic, well done. Great. Okay, first one down today then. And the Union canopy. Colour Sergeant side gearing, he's leading the guys in today. We look down, the smoke's on, he's got a signal, the winds and what they're doing. There we go, it's coming down. There we go, let's give him a big round of applause. First guy down, Paul Fraser, the Gun Master. Okay, second guy is Colour Sergeant Simon Geary. Third guy, Union Canopy. Let's give quite a large a big round of applause. Here we go. Team cameraman, Private Neil Nance on his final season. It's his last job here this year, ladies and gentlemen. At Eastbourne, let's give a big round of applause. Okay, there's the free-fall group on the ground. Okay, as I promised, if we look up, we'll see the crew group. They have linked their parachutes together. They are flying Boy Scout team. So we've got two canopies above, with their feet in the canopy below. Two canopies above the lower canopy are actually flying his canopy for him. So effectively, he leaves them redundant. So the canopies will be looking to each other, steering left, steering right, making sure that they get themselves in a good location. And as you see, they've dropped the regimental flag and smoke. This is the more technical part of what we do later on. It takes a number of years to get proficient in this skill. The guys that you can see now in the crew group would have been on the team for approximately 2 years. This will be their third season. What they need to do, to give you an idea, is they need to stay upwind. Okay, height is our friend. So if they stay up that end of the arena, they've then got the height. At a given point, they will then break it down when they'll then come into the arena. So what Corporal Smith will be doing, he'll be telling the guys to take the left, turn it right, and staying up there. As you can see, the drop pole guy, the two canopies down doing a downplane, and then they'll split it, and then shoot off in various directions, coming towards the arena. And there we go. Let's give the crew group a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, on the cruiser canopy there is Lance Corporal Chris Smith. He's in control of the crew group today, and there he comes into land. On the ground screen will be Corporal Jake, Lance Corporal Jake Van Weren. Let's give him a big round of applause there as he comes in. And finally, Private Chris Gray. Okay, well, now then, if I'm going to speak to some of the guys that have just entertained you here at Eastbourne Airshow, let's go over to Private Gray. Let's